Hi, Lane School. This is Mr. Ackerman, and I wanted to give the parents a little exposure to the type of math problems that their children might be seeing on the PARCC assessment this spring. As a reminder, the Lane School and the middle school will be doing the PARCC assessment instead of MCAS. In the PARCC assessment, though we'll be doing it by paper and pencil, it is still considered to be a more elaborate and more than likely more challenging test than the MCAS. So what I'm showing you now is a grade 4 problem, and I wanted just to take you through it so you can have some exposure and realize just the type of math thinking that's required to solve a problem like this. And I imagine you'll also realize that these problems aren't easy, and they're certainly probably different than the ones that you had when you were in 4th grade. So the first thing you might notice is that there's a lot of language involved here. This problem asks you to look at 3 classes at the Lakeview School that are going on a field trip. And the table shows the number of people in each class, including the teacher. So they can choose buses, vans, or cars to get there. The buses have 20 seats, vans 16, cars have 5 seats. So you have a very, very real life problem here. How do you get 72 people to the field trip when these are your choices for vehicles? So it's real. They're applying their mathematics to a real life scenario. And this problem asks which 3 combinations can be used to take all 3 classes on the field trip. So there's more than one right answer. And that's often something that students aren't used to in math, particularly when it comes to multiple choice. They assume you just click off one. But in this case, they need to understand what it's asking. Which 3 combinations can be used to take all 3 classes on the field trip? That is tricky. So there's different ways to approach this problem. There's no one correct way. I imagine the students will add up the numbers and realize there's 72 people that need to go on the field trip. But what's interesting about this question is it doesn't say if you need to fill up all the bus seats or all the van seats or all the car seats. So you could say 72 people will take 3 buses and then 12 will be left over. But that's not necessarily the case. So there are lots of things to think about here. And what we want our students to realize is that math problems, although challenging, can be solved with perseverance. And we want students to realize that you have to spend time and that you can try different strategies, different methods to try to come to an answer. So that's one of the math practices we'll be emphasizing throughout the year is what do you do? What are the habits, the mindsets we want you to get into when you're faced with much lengthier and challenging math problems? These are not like the strict computation problems you might remember from worksheets when you were in school. So, hope this gives a flavor. Certainly you can try this problem out. Hopefully you get the right answer. And again, with any questions, please don't hesitate to email or call me, and I'll certainly be sending out other ones as well. Thank you.